Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as I have said, I have already made a first part of inventory management. So this will be the second part of inventory management where I'll discuss the inventory management techniques and a numerical on this. So let's start with today's part. So here, as you can see, I have made a triangle where I have categorized A, B and C as the inventories, and the percentage of usage of the inventories I have given. So the percentage of usage for A inventory is 10%, B inventory is 20% and C inventory is 70%. So with this you can understand that this triangle I have given to make you understand the ABC analysis, that is the always better control. So the A inventory stands for the expensive inventory which requires accurate control. The B inventories are the moderate value inventory which requires moderate control, and the C are the low cost inventory which requires very minimum control. And we have seen that A are the most expensive inventory and it requires accurate control, and through this A inventory a huge amount of profit comes, as these are the most costliest part, maybe the engine of a car. That is one of the most that is one of the most expensive part of a car that requires accurate control whether the engine are there in the stock or not. It requires very much accurate control, as if we found any kind of shortage and we cannot buy that engine, the shortage amount of engine then and there, because these are the most expensive inventories. So this A inventory, and it requires in minimum amount because these are the most important part. But those, for a car, how many engine required? One engine. But if I for the moderate value inventory like the steering, like the seats and the body of the car, and the low cost inventory like the nuts and bolts, that are very cheap things and it require minimum control. And these nuts and bolts glue, it requires a maximum amount for any kind of production. So this comprises of C or low cost inventory. So I hope you have understand this ABC analysis and how this analysis is done on the basis of the value of the inventory, such as expensive, moderate and low cost. Next, move on to the next part, that is Pareto analysis. So what is Pareto analysis and what does it state? The 80-20 the 80-20 inventory rule states that 80% of your profit should come from 20% of your inventory. This rule is based on the Pareto principle. So the 80% of your profit, this line is very important. The 80% of your profit should come 20% of your inventory. So as I have said, the expensive inventory which in actual it requires in the most, like I have said, the A inventory, that is the least used, means for A maybe 1 unit of A inventory, that is the most expensive inventories required for the production. But for the C inventory, that is used in highest amount, but that brings the least profit, that is the cheapest inventory as it brings the least profit. But from the A and B category you are getting your 20%. From ABC analysis I'm explaining this thing. Okay, so from this you can understand that your 80% of your profit come from 20% of your inventory, which are the most important inventory. So, a management consulting principle that suggests that 80% of effects come from 20% of causes. It is also called the law of the vital few. So, vital few, what is vital few? So, the few things are vital for your production, for your profit. Next. Then comes VD classification based on criticality of items. So VD, or vital, essential, desirable, it is based on the criticality of items. Sometimes a short question also comes. So VD classification is based on what basis? So on which basis this classification is done? It is done on the criticality of items. That means which items is how much critical, how much importance is given to each of the items that are used for the production. So here first I have given the vital, then essential, and the desirable. So let's study in a more clarifying, means let's move on to the important points in VD classification. Vital items. Shortage may cause havoc and stop the work in organization. So the shortage of these vital items can cause havoc and stop the work in organization, as these vital items are the most important item for the production, and the shortage in this vital item will stop the whole production. They are stocked adequately to ensure smooth operation. So that's why they are stocked in an adequate amount, so that the operation should ensure in a smooth way. The operation should go in a smooth way. Next come the essential item. Here reasonable risks can be taken. So the plants or the production house take reasonable risk in case of this essential item. The plant does not stop, but the efficiency of operations is adversely affected, as these are the essential item. So if you're not having enough of these essential items in your stock, the plant might not stop, but the efficiency of the operation, the way the operation is going on, is adversely affected. That means it is means the efficiency get decreased at some extent. So it also needs to be stocked in a adequate amount, and they should be sufficiently stocked to ensure regular flow of work, so that your work should go in a regular flow. Next comes the desirable items. Desirable items, its unavailability does not stop the work, because they can be easily purchased from market when needed. They may be stocked very low or not stocked. I should not say, they should be stocked. Every item has a kind of importance, whether it is cheap or whether it is very high cost, expensive, but every item has a kind of importance. So you should keep every item in your stock in a, means this desirable items also you should keep in a low amount in your stock, as you can readily get this item from the market, as it's a cheap, so you can readily get from the market, but you should always keep some of this item in your stock. Next come the FSN analysis. FSN stand for first moving, slow moving, and non-moving. So the first moving inventory are the inventories which are kept in the stock in bulk. The slow moving are kept in limited quantity, and the non-moving inventory are kept in very less. The first moving inventories are the inventories that move very fast. That means the stock get finished very fast, because these are the very important items for the production. So in this way I have categorized the first, slow, and non-moving, the way it moves from the way the inventories move from the stock on the basis of the importance in the production. And another, FSN is helpful in identifying active items which need to be reviewed regularly, and surplus items and non-moving items are examined. Then come the JIT, just in time. It's one of the most important technique in the modern world. in this modern days inventory management program, just in time, also known as JIT, is an inventory management method whereby labor, materials and goods to be manufactured are refilled or rescheduled to arrive exactly when needed in the manufacturing process. The goal of this method is to reduce cost by saving money on overhead inventory expenses. It is also known as Toyota technique. So, in this technique, the materials, the laborers, everything, the things that are required for the manufacturing process are refilled or scheduled to on that exact time only to arrive exactly when needed in the manufacturing process. Say you require 100 units of iron rods. In case of just in time, what happens, the time when it is required, that time only it is bring and the production starts. So for that you need not require a storehouse where you need to keep the iron rods for storage, and your storage cost also become minimized. So you need not give you storage cost as well as the labor cost. So you are hiring the laborers only when you required. So for that, your overhead um, your overhead inventory expenses is getting saved or is getting reduced. It is also known as Toyota technique, as it is first discovered by the Toyota manufacturing plant around 1950s. For example, a company that markets office furniture but does not manufacture it may order the furniture from the manufacturer only when a customer makes a purchase. So you understand the thing? Only when a customer manufacturing makes a purchase. So it is not buying it before the order. Before it is getting the order, it is not keeping it in the stock. The manufacturer delivered it directly to the customer. So I hope you understand the JIT technique. Next, here are the difference of MRP1 versus MRP2. So MRP1, so these are one of the planning techniques that is being done in the house, in the production house. MRP1 stands for Material Requirements Planning, stand for Manufacturing Resources Planning. So in case of MRP1, it only plan for the material that is required for the production, but in case of MRP2, it plan for whole resource that is required for the production. So as I've said, it plans for the only the material, like in a case of sweet production house, that is milk is required. Here milk is the milk, sugar are the only material. Plan the needs for resources. So in case of MRP2, the laborers, the power and electricity, the other thing that are the machineries, it requires everything for production. So it plan all the resources for the production. It comprises only the manufacturing area. It is as it is only dealing with the materials, so it only comprises only the manufacturing area. It includes the entire organization, as it comprises a whole manufacturing resource, so it includes the entire organization. Respond to what, how much and when to acquire material. It is also same as MRP1. Improves production scheduling and material improves productivity. So this thing are almost same. Reorder level, minimum level and maximum level of inventory from given data. So we need to calculate this reorder level, minimum level and maximum level of inventory from the given data that are given. So here the normal usage that is given is 100 per week. Lead time is 4 to 6 weeks. Minimum usage is given 50 per week. Maximum usage is given 150 per week, and order quantity is 600 unit. So here the reorder level that is being calculated. So the formula of reorder level equals to maximum consumption into maximum lead time, right? So the maximum lead time is 6 and the maximum consumption is 150. So by multiplying it, we are getting the 900 unit. So this is the reorder level. So at 900 unit, we need to reorder. Minimum level. What is the formula of minimum level? Minimum level equals to reorder level minus average consumption into average lead time. So here the reorder level we got in the first stage, that is 900 unit. So 900 minus average consumption was given 100 into, we need to do the into an average lead time. So for that, the average lead time, the average of lead time is calculated by 4 plus 6. We have found that the average time was given, so we need to do the average of both the time by 2, and here we are getting the answer, that is 400 unit. So the minimum level that is required is 400 unit. Next comes the maximum level. For that, the formula is reorder level plus reorder quantity into minimum consumption into minimum lead time. So the reorder level we first got, that is 900, and the reorder quantity was given in the numerical, in the sum only it was given, that is 600 minus minimum consumption, that is given 50, into minimum lead time. So the minimum lead time, we need to do the multiplication between minimum consumption and minimum lead time. So by calculating the whole thing, we are getting 1300. 1300 unit is the maximum level. So I hope you got the numerical. So it is a formula based, so you just need to remember, memorize the formula, and through that you can do that. It's a simple one. Next, so this is the end of the video. With this I'm ending the video. So thanks for watching, and one thing, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And uh, I've already done the first part of the video, so I'll give the link in the description below. If you have not seen, you can go to the first part also. So I'll meet you in the next video. With this, I'm ending the video. So bye and take care.